What's going on YouTube? This is DreClassicCuts reporting live with another video, and in this one specifically I'm basically going to show you guys how to basically go in and give somebody typically like a mohawk. This isn't necessarily a mohawk based on his hair twists of course, but it's still in the same realm of a mohawk. Basically just show you the steps on how to do it with no guidelines. When I say no guidelines, I just mean like without having to go up and going back down and knocking out lines that you have to fade out. Instead of that, you can just fade from top to bottom. So pretty much this is how like the finished product will end up looking after I go in and use my steps. As you can clearly see, it's extremely blurry. Like the camera can't even really get the fact that it's like faded because it's so blurry, but you could clearly tell that it's totally different hair textures from the top, where you see the top of his hair, all the way to where you get to the beard. So it's extremely faded, extremely blurry, and I'm pretty much just gonna go in and show you the steps from start to finish. So let's do it. I'm gonna start off with my 2 guard with my lever all the way open. What I've been doing lately with all my like high hair people, my high hair type of haircuts, I'll go with my 2 guard and I'll open the lever. And with a 2 guard, one thing you always know if you use your fast feeds is if you use the 2 guard, if it's closed or open, 9 times out of 10 the hair will still be black, which means that you won't see the person's scalp. But for some reason I like to open it up because it's easier to go up when you actually flick out motion. So I'm going over all of the hairs in that area just to make sure that I don't have to go back and do this section and make sure that any of the hairs are like sticking out or basically throwing off the fade. Just there's no like hairs that's like sticking off of the head, which will like make like dark spots just stand out when I try to fade the entire thing from start to bottom. So I'm gonna get my 2 guard open and I'm gonna go over the whole section of the mohawk and I'm gonna move the twists and just go straight up. After that, I'm gonna take my same fast feeds, no guard on it, and I'm gonna open the lever up. This is my first guideline. This is the most important one. As you can clearly see where I'm gonna go with the clipper, go in and make like that circular motion right around the ear. This is the most important one because if you mess this one up, or if you end up going in and creating it and it's not a good like half circle, or it's not like really like a good starting point, really, the fade is just gonna look weird every single time. If you start this one off, it's easier to do the other fades. It's really easier to do the other like shades that you'll do when you go in and change up the guard. So that's why this one is so important. You'll see what I'm talking about. So as you can clearly see, I'm using the corner of my fast feeds, really tackling that half circular motion right there. What I'm doing, where I just want to go in and make that part not completely bald, because if it'll be bald, it'll just come off really weird. But with the lever all the way open, you leave a little bit of hair, just enough to let you know that it's gonna actually complete the entire fade. So it's in the fade rim. If I would have closed it would have pretty much been bald. You still could have, but the fade wouldn't be as crispy as have you seen when you actually went in the beginning and actually faded everything. So once I actually go in and get that, what I'm gonna end up doing is getting my brush, brushing everything down, then going back and really just making sure that everything is blurry. So I'm gonna slide my 0 guard on with the lever closed, of course, based on my same fade steps that I always do. And I'm gonna actually go in and basically just go about ½ an inch and do like the same exact steps all around that half circle that I already did. I'm just go up on that half circle, just make sure that I just go up just a little bit, not too much, because remember I still have to go in and use my 0 guard with the lever open. I still have to go in and use my 1 guard with the lever open. If you know my fade steps like I did in my ball fade video, you completely understand what I'm talking about. If not, if that sounds kind of confusing, definitely go check out that ball fade video that I did with all of my steps on, like specifically how I fade. But I mean, you can still wing it. I'm gonna still go over all of the steps on this video. So as you can see, with my 0 guard with the lever all the way closed, I'm actually going around it, doing this exact same thing that I did with the lever all the way open without the guard. Doing the same steps, except I'm going up like ½ an inch. And I keep getting my brush and making sure those hairs are down, because as I always say, when you fade hair, it's always best to going back with your brush and make sure that all of the hairs are back brushed down, and then redoing everything just to make sure that that half circle still stay there. So then from there, I'm gonna get my zero guard with the lever open, as what I was saying just now earlier, and I'm gonna do the same thing, just go up about half an inch, not too high, but not too low, just enough so you could be able to know that it's a difference between when I was using that zero guard with the lever all the way closed. So somebody is probably gonna ask me, like, how come I'm not going all the way towards the area where his beard is, or where you actually see like his bar area, where his lineup is, like the box area of the edge up. I don't like to fade going all the way over there, because it's like when it comes down to actually fading out the beard, you want to make sure you do that kind of separately. That way it could fade going from start to finish. You don't want to just fade that side in with it, and then when you end up doing the whole haircut in the lineup and you lining up the beard, it could end up making the fade look way too low when you ended up doing the beard specifically. But if you actually just do that section where you want to fade and then go back and fade the beard separately, that way you could actually like have the ability to actually know how much I want to fade the beard, how much I want to actually fade the head. At least you have options. That's my thing. I could have easily did it both at the same time, but I just felt like it'll be much more easier if I just do this one and then I go and do the beard second. So right here I have my one guard all the way open. This is the last one, the last step. So what's important about this one is like what you need to do is don't go so high to the point to what you was doing when you had the two guard with the lever all the way open, but just go up to a point to where it's not quite all the way up there to where the dark hairs are, but it's not all the way as low to the point to where it's on the same exact circular motion as the zero guard when it's all the way open. So that way you still kind of fading out the little bitty hairs that's in between the zero guard all the way closed and the zero guard all the way open, and then you're also not going too high to the point to where you're at the two guard. So you're kind of like right in the middle and just fading out those hairs, just completing that blend, of course. So now I'm actually going to go in with my beard like what I was saying, and I have my lever guard open. And I'm actually going up slow. I'm pretty much going to go the same height as the ear. That's what I always go for. Make sure you keep going in with that brush, man. Make sure you keep brushing the hairs down, then going back in with the fade. Then I'm gonna take my zero guard and I'm gonna close it, and I'm gonna just go up just a little bit more, I'm actually fading it going down, so I'm actually going up, but I'm also going down at the same time because I'm trying to just knock off half an inch with the zero guard all the way closed. Now I have the zero guard all the way open. I'm going down half an inch and then I'm going back up. I don't want to make too much of a fade. I want it to just be like real subtle and just be like a little fade towards the ear, so that way the beard is still there. Going back up, I'm doing the same exact steps. Zero guard closed. Going up a little bit higher than the ear because now I'm doing the top part of the beard. Now I'll take my zero guard and I'll open the lever up just a little bit. Or it's all the way open. Just open it just a little bit. Back up. And then go a little bit higher than where your zero guard was, where it was all the way closed. So lastly, I'm gonna take my one guard with the lever all the way open, and I'm gonna just go up a little bit more, not so quite to the where the point of the actual bar is, like I said, the box area where you line yourself up, but a little bit below that. So I'll go up with my one guard with the lever all the way open and fade that area. So at this point, it should be extremely blurry at this point for the actual lineup for the beard. All of that whole section should be really blurry and easy to fade, easy to line up once you actually get to that point of finishing the entire fade. So now I'm pretty much done. As you can clearly see, that whole section now is extremely blurry, but what's really going to make everything pop is when you line everything up from start to finish. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Going in with my Andes GTX outliners. Look at the actual back, how I faded it. It's completely blurry. You can't even tell that I used the guide steps where I started from my zero close, zero open, my one guard, then my two. You can't even tell anymore. It's just so blurry based on the camera, and this also have a flash on it, so you still can't even tell like which steps is where at this point. So from here, I'm just going in and just quickly just knocking out the lineup. That's gonna really just make the whole entire haircut just really just pop.
You are now listening to the hottest beat producer, KM Beats Production.
And there you have it. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much the entire fade process of the Mohawk. Let me know what y'all think. Definitely comment, like, and subscribe to your boy. Definitely go on and let me know what y'all think about my fade steps for the Mohawk. And I'm out. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to your boy Andre Classic Cuts, and make sure y'all hit that bell right there so y'all be notified every single time I drop new heat. And more importantly, I'm always on like Twitter or Instagram, but mostly Instagram, and I try to like follow back every single person, and I drop pictures of my cuts on a regular basis. So if you follow me on Instagram, I'll follow you back instantly. And I'm out.